He put his hand inside a mysterious alien armor, and everyone was left shocked. He had actually started controlling it. For a few moments, it seemed as if the armor had accepted him as its master, but suddenly the armor tightly grabbed his arm. He screamed in pain, and before the entire suit could attach itself to his body, his friends pulled him out by force. They tried to cut the armor, but only a few light scratches appeared on it, and when those scratches were cleaned with water, they healed on their own. Now everyone understood that this thing was extremely dangerous. They decided that it should be handed over to the government. Just a few days ago, the news of the fallen Metroid spread far and wide across the city. Yulia sat in her classroom with her friend while Artyom was also there with them. Yulia's father was a strict colonel who never liked Artyom and always considered him trouble. Despite everything happening around them, Yulia and her friend planned to go and see the mysterious Metroid with their own eyes. Soon, Artyom arrived, and Yulia's friend secretly handed them her room keys so they could sneak around freely later. At the same time, strange Metroids began raining down across the entire city. Along with them, an unknown object moved rapidly toward Earth. Since the object was approaching Russian territory, the Russian military commander immediately ordered it to be destroyed before it could become a threat. However, the object was not an ordinary aircraft. It was actually a gigantic alien spaceship. As Russian forces attacked it, the spaceship suffered massive damage and completely lost control. The burning alien craft began crashing directly toward the city below. People everywhere panicked after witnessing the horrifying sight. Citizens ran in every direction trying to save themselves while the Russian military continued firing at the spaceship. The damaged ship smashed through several buildings as it moved forward uncontrollably, destroying everything in its path. Among those buildings was the apartment where Yulia's friend lived. Yulia's friend happened to be standing on the rooftop during the chaos and tragically lost her life when the building collapsed. Yulia herself nearly fell to her death, but Artyom grabbed her in time and pulled her to safety. The alien spaceship finally crashed completely, leaving destruction everywhere. Countless people died, and the entire city was left terrified. Everyone believed they were under attack from an unknown enemy. Soon, military rescue teams arrived to control the situation and save survivors trapped under the wreckage. Meanwhile, Yulia's father, the colonel, approached the crashed spaceship along with a translator. To everyone's surprise, an alien emerged from the ship peacefully instead of attacking anyone. Because the alien showed no hostility, the soldiers also held their fire. The alien communicated through telepathy with the translator. It explained that their spaceship had already been damaged while traveling through space because of the Metroids. Then the attack from the Russian Air Force caused even more damage, forcing them into an emergency crash landing on Earth. The alien clarified that they had no intention of harming humanity. They only wanted time to repair their spaceship so they could leave Earth peacefully. Later, the colonel shared this information during a conference meeting. He explained that the aliens were not invaders and that the crash had happened because of misunderstandings and the military attack. Because of this, the authorities decided to allow the aliens some time to repair their ship before leaving Earth. Afterward, Yulia's father went to bring her home from the hospital. Seeing her with Artyom immediately made him angry, and he scolded her harshly. Once Yulia returned home, she became consumed with grief and rage because her best friend had died during the alien crash. In her mind, the aliens were responsible for everything. Driven by revenge, Yulia secretly stole her father's gun and made a dangerous plan with Artyom to kill the aliens. Artyom, who already behaved like a gangster, quickly agreed to help her. Along with his gang, they secretly headed toward the damaged building near the alien spaceship. While exploring the area, they discovered a strange alien device lying near the wreckage. At the same time, Yulia entered her dead friend's apartment. Looking at her friend's photographs filled her with sadness, and she began crying while remembering her. Suddenly, an alien appeared inside the room. Yulia became terrified and screamed before firing her gun at it. In the panic, she lost her balance and nearly fell from the building. But instead of hurting her, the alien instantly grabbed her and saved her life. Hearing Yulia's screams, Artyom and his companions rushed into the room and brutally attacked the alien. During the struggle, the alien fell from the building. When they reached the ground floor, they discovered an unusual alien suit made from a thick, mysterious metal. Strangely, the real alien inside the suit had vanished without a trace. Soon, military forces arrived after hearing the disturbance and confiscated the alien suit. At the same time, scientists recovered the strange alien device and transported it to a laboratory for research. Yulia became convinced that the alien was hiding something important. The following day, she secretly returned to the destroyed building to search for answers. Inside, she discovered several dead bodies scattered everywhere. Among them was a badly injured man who was still alive. Yulia soon realized the injured man was actually the alien disguised as a human. She secretly placed him in her car and, with the help of her friend, took him to the hospital. Since the alien looked exactly like a human, nobody at the hospital suspected anything unusual. The alien was severely weak, so Yulia donated some of her blood to help save him. While she was observing his body closely, the alien suddenly grabbed her hand. A strange energy transferred from the alien into Yulia's body, forming a mysterious bracelet around her arm. After returning home, Yulia took a shower and began noticing strange powers connected to the bracelet. She soon discovered that the bracelet allowed her to control water itself. Meanwhile, scientists in the laboratory continued trying to study the alien device but failed to understand how it worked. During this time, the colonel noticed strange ripples forming unnaturally in a glass of water. At the same moment, one of the scientists discovered that a major water stream in the city was mysteriously drying up. The shocking discovery forced the authorities to call an emergency conference immediately. The scientists explained that water was extremely important for regenerating human cells. They realized the aliens were probably draining the city's water supply to repair their damaged spaceship. If this continued, the entire city would soon face a severe shortage of drinking water. Meanwhile, Yulia secretly brought the injured alien to her garage after he recovered slightly. The alien looked completely human, almost like an ordinary young man. Within a very short time, he learned how to speak the human language fluently. The alien introduced himself as Hakan. He explained that he desperately needed his device back because without it he would never be able to return to his planet. The device he mentioned was the same one currently being held inside the military laboratory. Yulia refused to help him and angrily forced him out of her house. Hakan quietly walked away, but before he could escape, the police stopped and arrested him after mistaking him for a drug addict wandering the streets. Yulia wanted to explain the truth to the officers but could not gather the courage to do so. As a result, the police took Hakan away. Meanwhile, the people of the city had become enraged because the water supply was disappearing rapidly. Massive protests broke out across the streets as citizens demanded answers from the government. Artyom headed toward the military base to tell them about the alien suit, but chaos erupted outside when protesters began fighting with the police. During the confusion, the police arrested Artyom as well. Yulia's father was present there, and his hatred toward Artyom remained unchanged. Around the same time, Yulia arrived at the police station to free Hakan and unexpectedly found Artyom there too. Yulia attempted to speak with Artyom, but before they could properly talk, the police dragged him away. Yulia then convinced the officers that Hakan was her friend and successfully secured his release. Afterward, Yulia began teaching Hakan how to behave like a normal human so nobody would suspect he was an alien. During this time, the two slowly grew closer and developed a strong friendship. Eventually, Yulia decided she would help Hakan recover his device. She already knew the device was locked inside the military laboratory. To execute the plan, Yulia visited her father along with Hakan. In front of her father, Yulia pretended to be pregnant, causing the colonel to become furious and distracted while yelling at her. While keeping her father busy, Yulia secretly stole his security pass. She later handed the pass over to Hakan. Using the pass, Hakan entered the military building disguised as a doctor. He quietly reached the laboratory and used his powers to unlock the alien device. The scientists were left stunned as Hakan retrieved the main device right in front of them. Alarms immediately began ringing throughout the facility, but by then Hakan had already escaped and reunited with Yulia. After discovering the breach, Yulia's father quickly placed Yulia and her friend inside a car and ordered them to leave the area immediately. Now that Hakan had recovered his device, he prepared to return to his spaceship. However, Yulia stopped him and warned him not to go during the daytime because the military would capture him instantly. Instead, Yulia brought Hakan back to her house. Soon, the colonel realized the alien accompanying his daughter was actually Hakan himself. Security footage confirmed everything. The authorities immediately issued orders to arrest Hakan. The moment Yulia learned about this, she escaped with Hakan and took him to a classmate's house where they changed their clothes to avoid recognition. Later, Yulia brought Hakan to a crowded concert because she believed no place could be safer than a huge public gathering. During the concert, Hakan used his powers to share visions of his homeworld with Yulia. He transported her consciousness to his beautiful planet filled with advanced technology and breathtaking scenery. Hakan explained that humans were forbidden from seeing this place because aliens would destroy anyone who attempted to discover their civilization and technology. However, he considered Yulia special and trusted her completely. As they spent more time together, the two gradually fell in love. Unfortunately, Artyom's friends spotted them together. They informed Artyom that Yulia was with another man. Soon, night arrived, and it was finally time for Hakan to return to his spaceship. Yulia accompanied him on the journey. Before leaving, Hakan shared an emotional goodbye with Yulia. At that same moment, Artyom angrily called Yulia and demanded to meet her. Yulia rejected him and admitted that she liked someone else now. However, Artyom and his companions were already nearby waiting for them. They suddenly attacked Hakan and brutally beat him. Artyom even struck Yulia during the chaos. Watching Yulia get hurt filled Hakan with rage. Hakan fought back violently and overpowered several attackers. During the struggle, one of the gang members discovered Hakan's alien device and finally realized his true identity. Artyom then attempted to kill Hakan with a gun, but the bullet accidentally struck one of his own friends instead, killing him instantly. The police quickly arrived at the scene. Artyom and his companions fled immediately while Hakan was captured by the authority. Later, Artyom spread false news online claiming that Hakan had murdered his friend. He fueled hatred against the aliens and convinced the public that they were dangerous enemies. Soon, angry citizens gathered together and marched toward the alien spaceship to destroy it. In response, powerful robotic defenders emerged from the spaceship and began fighting the crowd. During the battle, Artyom wore the alien metal suit and used its immense power against the aliens. A brutal fight erupted between Artyom and Hakan. Despite being an alien, Hakan eventually lost the battle. Artyom stepped out of the metal suit and began shooting directly at Hakan. During the attack, both Hakan and Yulia were badly injured. The colonel arrived just in time and was horrified after seeing his daughter wounded. The police finally arrested Artyom for everything he had done. Meanwhile, the alien robots carried Hakan and Yulia inside the spaceship and placed them in separate healing chambers. Thanks to the aliens' advanced technology, Yulia recovered very quickly. Hakan's injuries, however, were far more serious and required much more time to heal. At the same time, the alien spaceship itself was fully repaired. Eventually, Yulia and her father stepped out of the spaceship as it prepared to leave Earth forever. The massive alien ship finally departed from the planet, disappearing into space while Yulia stood silently remembering all the moments she had shared with Hakan. With those memories remaining in her heart, the story came to an end.